Is Gonzalo Lassally, Sergeant Major retired in the U.S. Army, who is working actively as we speak 24/7 to try to get Afghan interpreters and other SIVs out of Afghanistan. Thank you very much for taking some time out for us, Gonzalo. Tell me what the latest is. What are you trying to do to get SIVs out of there?
Okay, we currently have a network of hundreds of veterans, and these are, we're utilizing that network to be able to coordinate across the vast amounts of resources that we have with that network. That network is specifically concentrating on getting our interpreters, our allies that are still on ground, that are trying to get out. What do those resources look like? It could be airplanes, it could be getting access to airfields, food, water, safe passage from Kabul to other locations, or any of the other places that cities the Taliban has seized and our interpreters are trapped and they're trying to get to safe locations.
And without revealing your methods, how are you getting in touch with these people?
They have direct contact with me through encrypted applications that they're able to talk to me, at least for my interpreters, and it's the same method with encrypted communications with our network of veterans.
And how many people are you dealing with? How many people are you communicating with?
Well, from the veteran perspective, I venture out to say that the network is somewhere in the million. There's a lot of us that are coordinating. There's cells that have popped up all over the country. They're just trying to utilize whatever resource they have available and provide those to the people that are actually coordinating everything that's happening on the ground. As far as the interpreters go, I have hundreds of interpreters, and even more reach out to me on a daily basis. I add them to specific chats where I can send them information that helps them stay safe. And if you're planning to drive from one place to another, they reach out to me. They ask me what is the known or suggested areas that they should be traveling in. I let them know if those routes have been cleared by somebody else prior.
Now, you had a number of interpreters who were specifically working for you when you were in Afghanistan, correct? How many?
That is correct. So currently 5 families, which is about 50 people, 5 families, 5 interpreters that I am directly trying to help that were working for me. That does not mean those are the only interpreters I'm going to help. I'm helping a lot of other interpreters. There's people that have been reaching out to me. I've never met them before. Hey, I'm so-and-so. I was in the Army during this time. My interpreter needs help. Can you please help me? And we're adding them to our list. We're adding them to our networks, and we're trying to help them all.
Mm-hmm. The airport, for all intents and purposes, is going to be closed off at any minute now. Tomorrow is the deadline for the U.S. exit, and the U.S. appears to be sticking to that deadline. How can you get people out of there, given that situation?
Well, I wish I could tell you release all of our sources, but I'm afraid if I put this on national TV, that's not going to happen anymore. So that we do have the resources to move people from one place to another. We have the resources to give them intelligence to know if they are safe to go somewhere. I can tell you that a lot of them have made it to the border, and they're at the border right now through the major veins of traffic. The gates closed. There's a border in Pakistan that's not allowing anybody to go across.
I see. Now, we've heard anecdotal reports that SIVs and other allies of the United States are not being allowed through Taliban checkpoints at the airport. Can you verify that?
I couldn't verify that because I haven't been in contact with American citizens. I'm sure that State Department is handling any type of movement of American citizens. I can verify that our interpreters have not been allowed through those checkpoints trying to get to the airport.
Now, what happens to them when they try to get through those checkpoints?
Well, we had some that tried to get through the checkpoint. They weren't able to get through. They stayed around the checkpoint trying to get through. And at one point, the Taliban shot towards them. So they left.
We've also heard that the United States military has provided the Taliban with the identities of many interpreters and other SIVs, which seems absolutely foolish for what we know about the Taliban and what they're capable of doing. Can you verify that?
I wish I could verify that for you. And to be honest, I'm not tied to the United States government in any way whatsoever. I wish I was. I wish I was able to get those. What I do know is that these people, they were our brothers. They fought alongside of us, shoulder to shoulder. And when I say they fought alongside of us, we had them going into combat operations. These guys were shooting right next to me or being shot at and carrying shot soldiers into safety. If we pull out now and leave them, what does that say for our national security? Who's going to want to be our ally in the future? That's what we're concentrating on right now.
And to that point, it seems to me that there's a massive disconnect between the leadership of the U.S. military and the soldiers on the ground who served in Afghanistan. I can recall seeing many documentaries through the years of frontline soldiers in distant outposts in Afghanistan are communicating with people who can speak Pashtun or whatever, saying, if you help us, we will protect you. If you can give us the identity of the people we're looking for and serve as our translator, we will provide you protection when this war is over and done. I've seen lots of clips like that. Is that your experience? Is that realistic?
So I did have one interpreter contact me and tell me that he believes it was Taliban that contacted him and said that if he worked with them, that they would be willing to turn the cheek and work with him as well.
But did you make promises to your interpreters to provide protection to them if they needed to get out of Afghanistan?
Me personally,
yeah.
I explained to them that the Special Immigration Visa was a 2-year process. It's now a 1-year process. I explained that if they would apply and they needed my assistance, I would help them. I did give them that assistance before I even left country. I wrote them all the letters, the human resources letters stating that they were working for us for a specific amount of time, that there were no threat to the United States for national security, that they could thrive in the United States. Those letters were written by me personally before I ever left country.
I see. And those people took those letters to heart.
And they still have them. And some of these letters are from 2006. They sent me pictures of them 2 weeks ago. Do you remember this? I'm like, of course I remember this. Can you still help me? Of course, I'll try to help you.
What's going through your mind right now when you take a look at these letters, when you talk to these people?
It breaks my heart, to tell you the truth. We put them at risk. We put their families at risk while they volunteered to help our cause, what we were doing in that country. And I feel like we're just abandoning them. I understand we don't have the resources to get everybody out, but we have the resources to at least help them reach a different country.
Do you think the Biden administration is being disingenuous with the American public or lying to the American public about circumstances there in regard to getting these people out?
I think that they're doing their job with the State Department. I'm not concerned about whether the State Department or the Biden administration is doing the right job or not. What I'm concentrating on is my effort on the ground, and that's helping the ones that have been left there be able to get to safety.
Can the American public help you in this endeavor?
Absolutely. If you're at home and you feel like you want to do something, but you don't know what to do, please find one of the organizations and start to contribute. Our organization, Tarjuman.org, is one of those organizations. There's various other organizations that some of these other veterans have established. OuterCircleFoundation.org is another one. It's not my organization. I will happily talk about it. We just need your help to be able to amass the resources that we need to continue to do what we can do on the ground in Afghanistan.
And that includes financial donations, correct?
Yes, sir. That includes financial donations.
It's Tarjuman.org. Again, that's translated into Pashtun, correct? Pashtun?
Yes, that is the word for interpreter in their language.
Okay, and it's spelled, this for all our viewers out there who want to contribute, it's TARJOMAN.org. I'll say it again, TARJOMAN.org. Will your work continue after this deadline?
Absolutely. We are ready to continue this for years if needed. We will continue to help our interpreters that are stuck there. Some haven't even filed the SIV process. And I have volunteers constantly taking down their information, helping me fill out the paperwork, submitting the paperwork to the Department of State. This will continue.
Okay. How many people can you estimate you've gotten to safety at this point?
Personally, from my team, 23.
Wow.
13 that are already on an aircraft out of the country, 10 that are safely at the border right now, just waiting for somewhere to cross.
Fantastic work. Gonzalo Lassally, keep it up, please. A lot of Americans are counting on you. Really appreciate what you're doing. Again, it's Tarjuman.org, TARJOMAN.org. Thanks very much for your past service, and thank you especially for your service today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.